This group look to you?
It went well. I mean, I hope that we're not taking that approach to solving anything on day one. That wouldn't be fair to the pitchers. But just to get them out here, throw their bullpens. We're still very early, obviously, and it's more just getting off the mound, getting some fundamentals on PFPs, and talking about a couple things that we can focus on throughout camp, and we know we need to improve on going into this upcoming season.
Did you have a message for the guys?
I did not. No, nobody wants to hear me talk twice, so I'll save it for when all the position players come in. It'll be a brief message, but the great thing about these guys, for the most part, we do have some new guys, but the guys that are returning, they don't really need much message of anything. They go about their business in a very professional manner, and they show up to play every night. So just reiterate that again, and we'll go from there.
Any health issues, anything we don't know about already?
No, I hope not, and I don't know of anything already, so that's a big success. Half the pitchers got off the mound, all the catchers that are in camp caught, so to my knowledge, everybody's healthy.
Mm-hmm. Based on the experiences last year, particularly early in spring, did guys do anything differently in the offseason, you think, to prepare, or was there a conscious decision to do things differently to avoid some soreness or that sort of thing?
I think everybody factors that in individually. Last year we had a couple guys that were in big league camp for the first time, and had opportunities to get to the big league. So they probably took some of that information that they gained last year and utilized it this offseason. But for the most part, I know most of our pitchers have come in throwing multiple bullpens already. It wasn't the first time for anybody to get off the mound today. So the arms and the legs are already kind of underway of being in shape.
Kevin, I know from a position player standpoint, you want to see the guys run the bases a little bit better, find ways to score runs. From a group as good as the pitchers were last year, are there things you want to see the pitchers and catchers specifically improve on as a year?
Yeah, I mean, I think we can definitely control the running game a little bit better, and we play a lot of tight ball games, so that extra 90 feet can really impact a team like us. And then our pitchers, we not really any different than what we did last year. They got to be able to field their position, and this is what these 4 days. It's also it's obviously for them to get their arms in shape, but get reacclimated to getting off the mound and going and fielding a bunt or a comebacker at them.
You speak about getting acclimated for Ryan Webb. What are your first impressions of him and how he's kind of molding in with the group?
Yeah, I didn't see Ryan Webb today except for one quick conversation station. So I didn't see him throw. I saw him throw at the Trop earlier on this offseason. And he's been in the big leagues for 6-7 years now. So he's got a track record. We know really what he's going to bring to us, and we're excited about it. It's a dimension that we didn't really have last year in the bullpen as a ground ball type pitcher, and so as long as that sinker's running, we're good.
You saw Arch really commanding his communication with Hank there. How important is that going to be for any ace, really?
Well, it's important for all of our pitchers. Arch does that as good as anybody. I think every catcher that catches him, and even his pitching, the rest of the guys on the pitcher, they always know kind of where Arch is coming from, and it's always kind of the team concept. And as far as his individual relationships with the catchers, Hank's going to be a big part of it, because he's going to have some opportunities to catch him, and the last thing we want them to go out together is not feel comfortable. So when the games start, there need to be some comfort. I'm glad that they were matched up today.
Chris kind of grew up under James Shields and David Price here. He's in the group with Blake today.
Yep.
And was talking to him quite a bit. Hey, we'll run to this field together. Is this for Blake's place on the team? Is he kind of in the same shoes Archer was in years ago? And there's expectations on this young man as well.
Yeah, there are, but we try not to temper those a little bit, not get too carried away. Look, he had a tremendous year last year. We are all so excited about him as an organization, as we are with a lot of the other guys in camp. But if you're going to put some pitchers around, some veteran guys, there's probably nobody better than Arch.
Snell went through 3 levels of minors last year. Is it too much to expect this year to be here? What are you expecting out of him?
Well, I've never actually seen him throw a pitch in person, so I'm excited to see that. I don't think we were coming in with expectations other than getting him here, getting him in our atmosphere, letting our coaches introduce themselves to him, and getting him acclimated. I mean, I would hope that at some point Blake Snell's, if he's not on the radar, he's quickly will be. So, but we don't want to get too ahead of ourselves with putting any stamps on what he's got to be doing and where he's expected to be.
Is Alex Cobb still on schedule, and do you know yet when he actually starts to throw?
Cobber is throwing now, and he's on schedule. I would say he's ahead of schedule simply because he's no setbacks. He's feeling really good. But as far as when we'll see him in a big league game, that's going to be probably decided months from now.
He's throwing now. Is that just like catch?
Playing
or
catch, yeah,
off the mound,
playing
any
catch.
timetable?
Briefly, some stuff off. I mean, all those pitchers, they get eager out there. They'll do a couple things, but he's very active. All of our training staff and Alex himself is very, very happy where he's at.
It seemed pretty laid back today. Is that throughout camp type of thing, or is that just a day one type of thing?
He did, or we
the
did?
team did.
Yeah, you hope it's somewhat laid back. You want to create that atmosphere that we always talk about, where the guys are here, they're enjoying themselves. The last thing you want to, is a drill sergeant formation out there with every coach yelling and screaming. These guys are pros. They know what they're doing. It's more, let's give them some guidance and stay out of their way and let them go do their thing.
Kevin Archer, you said was working with Hank today. How long does it take a new catcher to learn an entirely new staff, and how to feel comfortable?
Well, he's got substantial time learning different staffs. He's with the Angels, with the Astros, now with us. It can take some time, but I think we'll be very proactive in getting him up to speed from our pitching coaches, from our front office, and then the pitchers will kind of discuss, hey, this is what I like to do, and I'm sure if you're a catcher like Hank is, you got a good memory and a good track record of remembering a lot of those things.
Okay.
Kevin, thank you.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Good seeing everybody. Yep.